Welcome back to one of my podcasting. And for those that are watching on YouTube, yeah, I brought back the freaking video screen, the little, cut in the corner, brought the camera on with the green screen. Yeah, I brought it back. You like it? Do you like it? Okay, well, I did it. Figured that some of you might want to enjoy me doing this a little bit. So I decided to bring it back. What can I say? With that said, here we are. Uncharted happened this past weekend as I record this. And of course, it's one of my podcasting, if I didn't say that already, but I'm already caught up on the camera. What can I say? Anyway, Uncharted. We now have a new cinematic universe movie, and it made $51 million in a 4-day run in the box office, which beat Dog, which beat Death on the Nile and other movies. And I was really surprised. Where I didn't really know much at all about the fact that this movie was based on a video game. And when I saw the Sony PlayStation logo at the very start of the movie, I see. And that's one of those things where I just don't realize it's happening. When you're looking, and I'm saying to myself, oh, so this movie was already out before. And I'm like, I never really realized this was going on. But that was interesting when it comes down to it. Now, the movie itself was actually quite good. You really couldn't go wrong when you have people like Mark Wahlberg and Tom Holland, Spider-Man. Like, you really just can't go wrong with that. So for them to go ahead and put this together and pretty decent showing, it was really National Treasure meets Indiana Jones. That's what it felt like to me, with a little bit of ha-ha that Mark Wahlberg is obviously able to put into the mix, and Tom Holland fits in really well there. So the casting was good. Antonio Banderas, pretty decent as a heel, but I did think that the young lady they brought in there, Braddock, was quite a heel for the character and a different kind of feel to it. Kind of gave me kind of gave me Mayday Grace Jones View to a Kill vibes. Does that anybody else feel that? It had an old school feel to it, but the movie, for what it's worth, good CGI, good effects, everything they put together. The story from Deadline.com. So it's a Frosh video game IP that proved to work again. And Sony was the one that put together the project, and they really just said, let's get and see what we can do. Because there have been other movies doing the same thing. It's where we're seeing the movie theaters, the box office needs to have movies that are set up like cinematic universes. That's why when Ghostbusters got revived, that's when The Matrix got revised. And now we've had where it's not just Marvel and DC that can continue to do their movies where they put 3 to 4 movies a year. They're just going to keep going and put it out there. That's their plan. So it made some good money. And then you look at what movies have been overperforming. The other movie that also overperformed was Dog, which was only $15 million to make in the budget. That's counting Channing Tatum's, I guess, take, and it made $18 million. So movies are doing like that. Now, what's really interesting, too, is that Death on the Nile, $76 million total, but Uncharted, while it made $41 million for the actual 3-day weekend, it made $140 million worldwide. Crazy, but they did it. Good on them. So there's that part to look at. And now we already know that they did set something up at the end of the movie, post credits, where, they're obviously going to keep this going. It's a universe. Why not? And when you have this kind of set together, it's a franchise starter. A lot of interesting characters and some things that you already started off with moving forward. It worked. And, they did put quite a bit of advertising and promotion out there. The last final Uncharted trailer was during the NFL Championship weekend, but I saw a lot of the trailers going on from the holidays going up to now. So it had more than enough time for people to notice it, but it was a February movie. That's what everybody kind of was just like, is this going to work out at all? Are people going to really be into it or not? Well, I don't know. But when you look at it, it looked like it did just fine because you weren't sure if it was going to do that well, but people went to go see it. They enjoyed it. Good for them. And it worked out well. So anyway, let's go into ourselves and let's talk about now where things are going next for them. Because the transition from video to film was what was discussed by the ringer.com when they brought the story up. And when they said it with its unique interactivity, the franchise's comparisons to Indiana Jones are not much more glaring. But the thing is, you can't keep bringing back Indiana Jones and Harrison Ford, who is the iconic actor behind the role. You just can't do that anymore, which is what I always said. Listen, you're going to interpolate music now that was from previous music before. Do the same thing for movies. Why not? It doesn't make a difference anymore. So that's the thought process here. Cool graphic here by the Ringer, by the way. And they put the movie into it, and Uncharted hits a sweet spot. They said that audiences familiar with the video game should be able to be invested in a movie which Peter Parker is one false step from falling tens of thousands of feet to his doom. And it was funny they actually put it in the trailer. You've seen it at the beginning of the movie. Just going to tell you that now. So it's another cinematic universe being made where Sonic the Hedgehog is now getting its own sequel. You have a BioShock movie coming up from Netflix, and HBO has a series based on The Last of Us. So the movie did well, and I want to see what they're going to do now in terms of going with the Nathan Drake character, and also the kind of money these guys are going to make to do this again. And the fact that Tom Holland now has another series to work off of. I don't know if he continues Spider-Man, for how long, but the Uncharted thing could continue to go for him for a while. And that might work. And, this kind of intrigue, it works because people do like these kind of movies, especially the whole gold thing or whatever. It works out. So good on Uncharted to do the movie this weekend. It was good. I think Mark Wahlberg put a great role as Sully Sullivan, and it worked. Good on them. The movie worked out well. And that's all I'm going to say about that. Thanks for watching. If you're watching on YouTube, it's youtube.com/JBRASCO951. And I'll talk to you next time.